I'm making this video because I've had a lot of clients actually ask me, what is bleaching knots? What's the purpose in bleaching knots? Why do you customize a lace closure? So I want to show people what bleaching knots is, why you need to bleach and customize your closure, and how it's going to look afterwards in the process. So number one, if you look at this closure, you see the lace is not it doesn't match her skin color. So customizing it is going to help to match this lace to her skin color. When you look here and you get close, all of these individually knotted hairs, where they tied them in, they're very, very apparent. So bleaching the knots, tinting the lace, and plucking it out makes it look more natural, which is what I'm going to be doing. And showing people what it is. So I'm just using lightener and developer on the underside. I don't have to measure here, so, because I just want it to be thick. So when I turn this spatula over, I don't want it to drip off. If it's dripping, it's too thin. So it's not coming off. That's the consistency I want so it doesn't seep through. I'm using eggplant. This is a purple base. It's going to help to cancel some of the gold tint that's going to come out from lightening these knots. So I'll put just a little bit in there. Now this is what you call bleaching your knots. This is the part that's going to help to make the knots look less apparent. So putting the lightener on the closure, being gentle when I spread it. And I use this spatula because I can use less lightener and spread it more. Just like you said. Spread it on a cake. And then I turn it over. And this is the important part. I don't cover it in foil, but I do go in and make sure I pull the hair in the front up so it's not laying in that bleach, so you don't end up with blonde hair. I'm pulling up all these little hairs, and then I'm going to let this sit and process for 15 minutes. We'll be back. Okay, so now it's done processing. I'm going to just rinse it off really well. Now you can see where they're starting to be orange here. So I'm going to use the shimmering lights on here, let it sit.
Shimmering lights.
Shimmering lights. That's to help cut some of that gold color off the back of that. That's going to smooth that. I'm heavy-handed, y'all. Probably use way too much. You don't need that much on there. But I'm heavy-handed. So I'm going to let this sit for 7 minutes. While I like to do stuff in a system so I can keep it moving while I'm doing stuff. So I'm going to let this sit for 7 minutes, and I'm going to put the water in the microwave for 7 minutes that I'm going to use to tint the lace. I got my little plastic that I use. Fill about that much, and it's going in the microwave for 7 minutes. Okay, so to tint the lace, I'm using Rit. Some people use the Adore dye or Rit. I'm using Rit because that's what I have. And this is her complexion. So I always shake it up really well. And then pour it in here and stir it. This is the hot water I just got out the microwave. So you don't need a lot. I've had this. Oh, that was way too much. You don't need that much. Don't do that. I've had this thing for about a year now. So this lasts a long time. You don't need this much. I accidentally poured a little too much in because I'm talking. So I stir it really well. And now my closure over here that's been sitting with the purple on it. I'm rinsing this off really well. And when you're tinting lace, you just got to be careful and watch it. If you're just starting out tinting lace and you're not comfortable, put it on for like, let it sit in there 1 minute and pull it out and check it. 2 minutes, pull it out and check it. If you're not sure. So I'm going to put it in. I've noticed for me, usually around 4 to 5 minutes is enough time to sit in there for it to pick up the amount of pigment that I need. So I'm going to let that sit for 5 minutes and we'll be back. So I just took it out. It's darker. One thing that I started doing, if I put it in there and I feel like it's a little too dark, I rinse with hot water, because hot water will kind of take some of the pigment out. So I'll rinse with really hot water first if I feel like, oh shoot, it's a little too dark, and that'll bring some of it off. Sometimes you might have just overdid it. So I'll rinse it off till it brings it down a little bit to where I think I might want it. And then I end with cool water to set it, cold water to set the color. Alrighty, now we get to, there we go. Now we have tinted chocolate lace right there. Alright, now we're going to pluck out that front. So, when I do this, I know some people pluck from the front. I've tried that. It just does not work out for me. So, I go behind the hairline. And I pluck. I pluck the knots too. Just don't have to pluck as much because they're going to shed. And then I make a part, go a little bit behind that. And then pluck some more. And you can do this to your liking, but it just makes it look like, not like Barbie in the front. And so this is what's called plucking the hairline or tweezing the hairline. And then you go back a little bit more. So that thins it out some in the front, creates more of a graduated hairline. And again, you could do as much or as little of this as you want. It's up to your preference or the client's preference. Now the next important part is cutting this. I use a razor when I cut mine. It's your preference. Some people use scissors and cut straight on across them. I don't do that because to me, even cutting straight across makes the lace look fake.
$1.50.
So I usually cut down the middle, and I don't even cut all the way up to the lace anymore. Down the middle to about halfway before the hairline. And then I cut across in a zigzag pattern like Z. Come up, make it jagged. I'm going to cut the other side. I'm about halfway, and I'm going to cut it in like a Z. I don't cut it in a perfect line because that's the way that lace is going to look, like it's going straight across your darn forehead in the front. So you see that? That's what you want.